Oxygen not included. Let's resume the game. And see where we are at. Now. This is a few cycles before. I'm just loading the autosave here. I did not save last time. Because there was a little bit of an accident. So I gotta be more careful with my Asherfall infinite storages. And Asherfall infinite storage is the best because it is serviceable. There's always an entrance into the build, the Asherfall itself, as opposed to what I was doing before and what I was doing with the NAFTA now. So we're gonna have a quick look at that. As for the gameplay here, this is on highest difficulty everything. It's an all achievement run, and we're on the beta planetoid. Don't have any care packages, don't need those crutches, and it also introduces an additional challenge. The Critter Whisperer is now failable. You can mess it up, but of course we don't plan to mess that up. Right, so of course this is very flimsy here and also broken. Is already broken. It's unfortunate. So this water will melt and then we're screwed. Right, no problem. We're gonna close it off real quick. Using airflow tiles. Gonna close this off real quick. Priority now. And then another one there. Unfortunately, this is where I meant to go in. Wait a minute. Let's just put it somewhere else. Let's put it here instead. Current priority is of course always 7. And now let's instantly build this up. And the next one then there on top. Is that even necessary? No, of course it's not. Good, let's do it like that. And that is unfortunate that the Asherfall broke. That means this geyser here has a problem. We need a way in and everything. Oh, we need to fix this. I mean, we could just wait until cool salt slush is done. But it is a couple tons brine. Well, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. So this is now sufficiently sealed off. Is it though? It is not one. As soon as I break this thing, it is not sufficiently sealed off. Let's sufficiently seal this off right now. Like so. Also, this will create the gases necessary for an Asherfall. Maybe I can move the thing over to where it belongs. I really don't know what happened here. But it is broken. Good, let's build this right away. Fantastic. Damage overheat, where? The liquid reservoir, oh yes. Of course, this also needed fixing. Let's fix it real quick. We're just gonna do this and it's gonna be done. Let's no longer take in anything there, or is this empty? No, there's something in there. Good, what we're gonna do is we're gonna deconstruct the liquid reservoir. Disable the auto repair. Gonna watch somebody do it. We're gonna cut this here. Good, so that should empty out the liquid reservoir right away. It is empty, and now it is deconstructed. And now we can connect this again. And maybe not overbuild this. Good. Meanwhile, we had this going on here. There's NAFTA there. Disable the auto spill. Some reason this should be petroleum. So we're gonna copy the settings here. Right, then we were irradiating plants. Let's enable the auto drop here as well. Good. So we were doing plants. Let's look at the mutation. The book bucket we have. The blossom seed we have. There's a lot of blossoms here. Grub fruit, but did we do this here already? No. Good, we have to deconstruct these pods, unfortunately, because domesticated wheatwort cannot be in a flower pot. It must be somewhere else, in a farm plot instead. Good. We can go in here, which is great. You can grab the wheatworts there. And then we also meant to go inside here, didn't we? Yes. So we need another ladder. Right there. Gonna dig through the ice. Whoa, whoa, whoa. A little interface glitching there. Dig through all the ice, deconstruct these things, and dig through here and there, and then we can go and submit a bioscan and get the last of the wheatworts as well. Fantastic. Deconstructing that, very good. We need a farm tile, a regular farm tile. Copy the settings here, so we don't have to cool down things too much. Food, farm tile, dirt, because we have the dirt here. Let's get it going. Did not deconstruct this. It's unfortunate. Good, and then the stuff's gonna grow because we need food for interplanetary missions. Exploration. What is our auto digger doing? They're digging automatically. Very good. Drilling away. We got diamond there. Extracting resource. Oh, this seems like it takes a long while. But whatever. Here we got a second launch pad. For whatever reason. I kind of think we need something else here. This wasn't a good idea, was it? Should have done it the other way around. Because the red bolt here, when it gets shot, it should get shot somewhere else. What about if I shoot it here and then there, and it goes inside an engine somewhere? Goes inside an engine somewhere here for a temporary engine. Good. So where would this then have to be? Let's build another one where it needs to be right there. Oh no, we need a reflector, don't we? Yes. Let's get the reflector going, and we're gonna reflect the fuel for the rocket over, man, I built this up so bad, over to here. But then can shoot left. It's on the fourth tile from the bottom, the intake there. Fourth tile, if you count up from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here then. Oh man, how do I remember this? There's no way of remembering this. Let's build some tiles. We're shooting in here, and this is the red bolt engine. And here is the rocket platform. Let's give it some space. Let's give it a good amount of space. Sure, this might be enough space. Good. Going inside the rocket. We're gonna come from below here. Dig through all the ice. Open that door from the other side. Lady lag. Submit a bioscan right now. And then build it up. No, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna use the heat to melt this biome. Should we build up a basin? I think here could be a nice place for a natural basin. All it needs is 2 tiles. What about the pressure? Oh, the pressure is gonna be fine. No need to worry about that. Good, but we can make it somewhat nice looking. Priority 9 on this. Priority 5 on this. I press here. Good. This is our basin. It's gonna mix with the ethanol. Don't like that much. Probably have to make my way in here. Harvest the stuff. But that is all for the future. So this thing is not needed actually. What am I doing? Oh man. Good. So let's see where it shoots. 1 here, 2 here, there. No need to count this out. It's gonna go inside of. We can make it all the way down. Maybe we can even make it even Stevens. But on the other hand, and no. Can rip open this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the engine. Sure, why not? 1, 2, 3, 4. Engine is there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Engine is there. Or rocket platform. Yes, let's do it like that. Here is the intake. Let's maybe mark this like so, and then rocket platform. Here we go. Gonna build a rocket. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this correct? Maybe. Maybe it is. We're gonna find out. If not, we have to deconstruct, reconstruct. Good. Meanwhile, this all is getting done. We can mop up the place. Where's our ice going? Don't tell me it's going here. It's going there. Let's have an ice storage that is closer, or just cancel the sweeping. So, let's cancel the sweeping. But I need everything here cleaned up. Except for this maybe. Because I want an even walkway. Good. Priority 7, this and that. We can just do ladders. For the time being. And then something faster. Good. So we need a little bit of a roof as well. Because there's radiation going on. Why do I use diamond window tiles? Get the radiation blocking. 64. And what about the plastic? Also 64? I think it is. Let's look inside the rockets. Maybe not that one. Properties. 68. So plastic is the best thing. That's why everybody uses it. Explains a lot. This is cooling down. This is the colonizer. Should I stop the cooling down of this rocket? I should. This is crew only, so nobody sets the setting here. Let's let them go here and do that. I think it's already too cold for the buddy bud. It might be. Let's see. Temperature 20 to 40 degrees, and it's 13 degrees. Yep. It's already too cold for the body, but that's alright. We got berry sludge in here, just in case. They're gonna build that up. The signal switch is doing what? Oh, it's just an override for the pump. Well, it's not needed, but it is what it is. How much oxygen do we have? 3.5 tons. Yeah, we can be on a long trip here with the colonizer. Colonizer is currently trapped here, but I am going to send it back to refuel and be ready for a new colonization action. Good. Meanwhile, here we did not put in the temperature block, so let's put that in right now. Dig here, there, and on top. Good. We need to do this desperately. Because the base is cooling down. I mean, doesn't matter much. It's heating up too much here, it's cooling down too much there. It's never gonna even out. What I try to do is just run a loop here, but we don't have the refined metal necessary for radiant pipes. We need the taxi to do that job. Did they go all around here for some reason? Don't know. Let's maybe keep on digging here. And what are we trying to do here all the way through? Just have a battery of rockets here for no reason. Or can we do an auto driller maybe? Let's look at the auto driller, but it is drilling right now. I don't know how I set that one up. Probably with steam? I'm not too sure. Will I get any information here? Extracting resource at range remaining 7 tiles, rocket speed, height 25. Remaining 7 tiles. 1, 2, 3. I think it might be a steam rocket. Range remaining 7 tiles. Artifact available, so why don't they get it? Why don't they collect it? I'm not sure. Total mass remaining. Oh, this seems like it's taken forever. Large cargo bay. Slime, algae, and dirt. Well, it's going to take a while. What we could do is move over from here to that Shrubido. Colonize it. Wait. Slime molds, metallic oversea. Shrubido. Let's not colonize it. Just now, maybe later. How do I refuel this thing? I could try and refuel this thing. I wonder if that would work. I could even build it up. Now we gotta be careful of the solid nuclear waste here. Or not. We're gonna heat it up and it's gonna dissipate into space. That's good. So what I want here is pumps. Pumps and background buildings. I wonder if just a few pumps is enough. Meanwhile, I don't want the heat to go here. I should close this off somehow. What if I put pumps here and leave the space open? So I'm not on the latest patch. That means the background buildings are still very costly. So not sure. Not sure. Where's this water drippage coming from? Good. I kind of want to switch this up. Where is my radiation overlay? This is a lot of radiation. What about the light? There's a significant light drop off behind the window tiles. On the other hand, this planetoid is so bright, I think 80,000 or something, that the solar panels are always running at the highest capacity. And they turn off, of course, when it's day, not when it's night. I kind of want to go through here completely. Run through here upwards to the rocket instead of here. But this closes off the area, which I want. Temperature. Then running an open base. Should we put another one up? So the oxygen coming out of here is very hot. It's not even that hot. Strange. 75 degrees Celsius and nothing there. Do we have the energy, the power to build this up proper? Then we're gonna get very hot water out of here, which is interesting. We could we could cool down the water. No, there's no way to cool down the water. The only way to cool down the water would be an aqua tuner. I could collect the water in a tank, run the aqua tuner. Yes. So what we're going to build is a steam turbine here, and this is now a vanity build. I don't need to change anything here. The cold is seeping in, the heat is there, there's a little bit of a green area. This colony is very stable. They're not dependent on any temperatures. This is just this is just for the flower pots in the guest room here and in private bedrooms. So we don't really need to do anything. What are we doing? Oh, we're building a carpet tile. Fantastic. Meanwhile, this is disabled. Good. And come time, they will have enough food as well. And this planet will be successfully colonized. And the fish farm will also run indefinitely. Which is crazy. Picked up Buddy Butt. Why? We're delivering them here. Priority 7. Good. That is alright. Get the things and put them somewhere safe. This colony is running like a well-oiled machine. So as soon as we have overflow of fishies, the sand production will kick off. Which is also fantastic. Got some mercury here. And there's no need for a basin. There's no need for liquids. Can build things there, it doesn't matter. This is just going well. But we are going to need power. We're going to need power. How come this is power and this doesn't provide power? Alright, we have a distributor here, that is why. Oh man, this colony is going great. This is fantastic. They spent most of the time in the gym. This is good. We have carbon dioxide destruction here. With way more oxygen than we need. Right, let's stop patting ourselves on the back here. Let's try and solve a problem. This here, maybe? Deconstruct, nobody's doing it. Let's do priority 7. And then build a ladder down. Like so. Gonna grab the Nosh bean. Want to get this achievement there. Irradiate all plants. Now what is this? Damage overloading on this conductive wire bridge. Could be we have too many things connected up. So this is providing power to the left side of the base. I should do an underside and a top side. This here is providing power to everything. You have some room here. Let's provide the left side with power from here instead of there, and have this be the underside left of the base, the bottom left side of the base. Yes, we have overload now. Good, no problem. Let's solve this real quick. If there's no problem, what are you trying to solve? Get the battery here, get the battery there. We're just gonna make a battery room. No big deal. Connect this up. Like so. Good. Going out here. We are going in there. Very nice. This is looking fantastic. So, what we need? Power shutoffs. Gold amalgam here, there, and there. And then the left side is going to control the action. Meanwhile, I could connect this up, since this is providing power to the left side of the base. Click, 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 click. Build, 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 build. Here we are. And, oh, we're stressing out for some reason. Maybe because of all the overload. Let's stop this. Deconstruct. So what do we gain here? I'm not sure. This is still too much. Since this is the bottom left side, I will run this cord through here and have the power come from here. Right, gold is what we produce here. Let's connect this up like so. Don't need that all. Deconstruct. This is going to be the bottom left side. Yes, let's deconstruct all these wires as well. Any coal supplement can go through there. Actually, let's stop this madness. Good. This is better. Way better. So the bottom left is getting provided here. The battery is built up there. We cannot reach this tile, but let's just deconstruct this mesh tile. And then that's not a problem either. Good. Automation. From golden ore gate. The golden ore gate. So the left battery says I need power to recharge. Let's rotate. And gonna connect up these things. This is already looking great. and then not those. Good. Let's get the automation wire from gold. Battery going in here. Now the signal is getting... Oh. Oh man, this is the slickest setup yet. This is the slickest setup yet. Nice. Very nice. Oh man, I think this is it actually. Oh man. Finally found it. This is the most efficient setup of the power distributor. Finally. Good. Here we're gonna suppress the current because the left battery is gonna control the switch offs, power shut offs. And if it's being built up, I can configure it. They're on their way. Right. Meanwhile, we could do something, but I would just want to wait for the battery so I can configure it. So already everything gets provided with power. We don't have the brownouts and overloads anymore. I don't think we have brownouts here, but overloads we had. Good. So here we're gonna try and irradiate plants, mushrooms and such. So what is here? This spindly is next. Good. Spindly. What about the fungal? What about the fungal here? Can we put it there? What does it need? Temperature 5 to 35. We can put it here easily. Darkness. Yes, we can put it there easily. Just have to build a planter box. Put it right there next to the thing. Good. Sleet wheat we have. Arbor acorn we are doing right now. Wart cannot. Hydrocactus. Do I have to do this? Probably. Balm lily needs chlorine. And temperature hot. Chlorine and hot. That's not great. Let's put the wart seeds here. This is a very high priority. Because I need this cold in. I need it cold in this chamber. Meanwhile, the jet planes are grinding out my brain for some reason. For some reason, the logistics is very bad in this country. Noise pollution is unbearable where I live. So what is going on here? We got the Sixters and a joy seed. It's not worth going there. Pincha pepper are growing here. What's the temperature? Hot. So I'm gonna have some trouble irradiating them. On the other hand, maybe not. Maybe not. So as soon as these guys are done being irradiated, and I'm gonna rip out the mealwood maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4. But this should be a nature reserve. It's just too big. Plants 5. Plants 5, which means I can rip this out. 1, 2, 3. I only count 4. Is this Weezewort counting here? Don't think so. Not seeing it. It must be here hidden somewhere. No. Can't find it. Don't find it worth leave, unreachable. Are they growing next to each other? No. I don't know what's going on. It says plants 5. Critters 2, plants 5. How about I clean this room up? Then I'm gonna see what's happening. Should I go in here? Stick out this fertilizer. These guys are trapped again. Good, we got carbon dioxide. Got power here. Hopefully we never need power here again. You have to make this room smaller as well. Let's get some helper going. Priority 9 here. Priority 5 there. Smallerize the room, make it a nature reserve or a park. Again, for no reason. Good, but this is not being built up. Why? They don't want to do it. Construction supply. Nobody wants to do it. Well, it's gonna get built up. It's no problem. Good. So, what is our current project? Irradiating plants, and of course, cooling down the bristleberry chamber so that it can get the space exploration going. But that all is gonna take quite a while. And we need power to do that. That's why we're not doing this here. It looks fantastic, but takes some power. Let's not do it. Good. Yeah, we just have to wait, I guess. For some reason, nobody's doing this. Current errand. Nice. So this door is going to open. We're going to grab another ward seat. And here's another ward seat. Why not? Right, here we're gonna build the mushroom, or plant them rather. And hopefully it's gonna irradiate. Good, what else? Since we do have more ward seats there, 2 additional ones, I can try and irradiate these things here as well. We're gonna build a marble tile right here. So where is this? Let's build it here. And there. And then we're gonna put some ward seats there. Employing the flower pot system. Here. Good, this looks great. Right here, everything in order. Vacuum, vacuum, vacuum. Yes. Very cold temperatures, so the contactless pump doesn't overheat. Nice. So it's chugging away. So no problem there. Did we do our extra petrol production? Did we try and make that happen? So where's the oil we're gonna take from here? Yes, 1 second. Let's go. 1 second at a time. 1 second every 40 seconds we're gonna get 6 key of crude oil. It's gonna run all the way through here. It's gonna counter flow. It's gonna flash into petroleum and get collected down here, where it can then safely go into the plastic production. All oil is going to get filtered out. It's going to end up in the oil storage, because it's going to be very hot if it's oil down there. But there shouldn't be oil anymore. We clean that up. Glass production is also a big deal. So the idea was to get the glass, run it through insulation here, run it inside here where it can heat up the area, Because these critters like it hot. Cramp now. Because we never did that. Alright, let's grab all the eggs that are too many. And put them right here. And the conveyor here says molten lava egg. Drop me out. Good. Will the kitchen grab the egg right away and put it into the other colony? Per egg, molten, yes it will. So all I have to do is get the eggs from here into the kitchen. Cannot do it directly. I could also do it directly. Let's get that going. We have the aluminum ore, we have the copper ore. Let's take the copper ore here. Do we have aluminum ore here? It doesn't matter. Pirate, let's take pirate. I don't want to grab the hot stuff from space and places. It's just gonna cause scaldings, and that is pretty disconcerting. And a bridge into here. And it's gonna be good enough. And then we're gonna configure this to molten larvae egg. Critter egg. Molten larvae. Scalding, still scalding. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the pirate is also hot. Let's check it out. 200 degrees, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, we would have to run it. Similar to the other thing. We have petrol production. Nice. So this is always grabbing all the petrol. Petrol is 100 degrees, it's fine. Nice, nice, nice. Got a permanent drip here as well. Just not doing anything if there's anything gas enough. No, there's nothing gas enough. This is going to grab everything. Pump it out. Good. We could connect these up like so, and then the drip will always drip. Good. So here we have carbon dioxide production. There we have carbon dioxide production. Then it's just from the duplicants that breathe out. What is the pressure in the base? Pressure is nice. Add 2 key. We're doing great. We can even open the door up for a second there. Here we go, and overpressurize the base a little bit. Good, just for kicks. This is now 100 key of oxygen, but it's gonna even out. I just want the pressure. Doesn't matter if we're gonna get stressed out from the popped eardrums. Nothing else is stressing us out. So we're good on that front. Here we should have an automation much like we have here going on, because there's stuff dropping down here all the time. What is this automation here? It's for the drip. What is the temperature? 48 degrees. We might rip this out. The drip can drip forever now. Don't care. No need to automate this at all. Deconstruct this first and this later. This automation here, what is that? Oh, it's just a little security measure. Just in case. I really only want oil to come from here. If it's not oil, it can drop down, can drop out. If it's naphtha or if some petrol coming here for some reason, or some phosphorite. But that was in the past. I think right now we got a pretty good setup here. I'm getting the leaky oil fissure tamed. It is tamed. This is tamed. This is just heating up the room and collecting some oil in this infinite storage here that we messed up with some steam. But it should be steam, it shouldn't be water. And that is the thing. So this is just an extra signal, if you want. It's really bright. It's right in your face Look, the temperature is not right in this chamber. And if it's steam, then it's just fine. There can be 2 pieces of gas in this infinite storage. No problem. Normally you do an infinite storage with just 1 gas, or if you employ 2 tiles of gas, then it's an Escher fall. And that is the better way to do it. So this here, kind of a different setup. Right, meanwhile, we need some power here as well to grab the ceramic we're making here and to provide the kiln with the materials. Good, so we connected this up for no reason. Let's not have it like that. Let's really not have it like that. Let's manually do everything here. Gonna deconstruct this ladder. Gonna put it in a conveyor loader. Put it on manual. And let the duplicants deliver... What is needed? Coal. Coal into there. That way they're only gonna take a little bit of coal. Not take away from the food. From the diamond production. Which is also important. Let's put it in here from aluminum. Get a conveyor bridge. So pirate was not a good idea. We're gonna use aluminum ore because I'm pretty sure we have the stuff on hand here somewhere. Good. This is then for automation. Ethanol distillery is somewhat going. Eggs now should have been dropped off here. They did get dropped off here. Good. A bit of cobalt there. Yeah, this area is good. This is a nice area here. I like it. Some uranium ore. Good. And what will we do with all the superpower that we're gonna get here? Because it's gonna be a lot. On this planetoid, we don't really need power. So this was my show-off colony. Everything here is going nicely, but then somehow this Escher fall broke. How the heck did that happen? And how do we fix it? How do we fix that? First of all, nothing should be able to come through here. We need a liquid lock. And a liquid lock that is good. Let's start with that because I want to be able to go inside of here. Hauling point. Naphtha. How much naphtha? Let's do 7 key. Just to signify that this is a good and solid liquid lock. And it's gonna be invisible as well. It's gonna be invisible as well. We're gonna have carbon dioxide here. It's gonna be fantastic. Hopefully. Liquid? No, I think this is gonna be now very different. I never did that before. But it looks pretty solid. Enable drop, enable spill, enable bar, 48. We're doing it. So the idea now is to have in this space naphtha, in that space carbon dioxide. Why? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure at all. This is not a good idea, isn't it? The brine will push out the naphtha. Maybe. Something happened here to that liquid lock. Completely got annihilated. And again, I'm not sure why that happened. So, if I delete this tile, the brine will be too strong and will explode out. Won't it? What we can do is a secondary Escher fall. We could bop this insulated tile. Carbon dioxide will drop. How much carbon dioxide is? This is a good amount. Put oxygen, oxygen. And then the water can flow down here instead. So we could have a second HF4 to fix this. So my genius new idea will not work, will it? I mean, what will happen if I delete this tile? The naphtha will drop down. It is heavier than the brine. The brine is trying to go here, but there is naphtha. I want to find out what happens. So I'm going to save and reload. Because this is I don't want to build a sandbox and everything. I know this is going to be now quite a long wait time for things to happen. But let's see. Let's do it now. Errands. I just want to see. I'm probably going to have to reload. This is very risky. Actually, it's not risky at all. The overpressured brine will just displace the naphtha and then everything will explode. Actually, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. And we have the entrance again. So brine escaped. And it was just a little bit. But the naphtha held out. So here we go. This is actually good. Nope, it is not good. Now the naphtha went away for some reason. It simply got deleted. Simply got deleted. Good, so we know that that is bad. I mean, this, of course, what should have happened. It's the prediction came true. It's a little bit disappointing. So I cannot get in there anymore. I think I'm just gonna wait until it's emptied out. I don't need to deal with this. I have enough brine, and the colony is going great. I even have a secondary brine coming into the electrolyzer setup there. So that is quite fine. Just have to take care next time not to have a flimsy liquid lock like that there in place. I don't know what happened. I really don't know how it broke, but could have been all kinds of ways. Doesn't matter. Are we back? We are. Good. So we're going here. We're grabbing the nosh bean there, or the nosh sprout, something there. Can we irradiate it here? Can we plant a nosh bean? I don't know how this works. Dash of salt one. Polluted dirt here. Let's sweep it up and feed the pokies. Let's read about this. Nosh bean also functions as a seed. There we go. All we gotta do is get a Weezwort here to irradiate this. Growth halted body temperature. Is it too cold? Minus 25 to 0. Wait, what? Plant's internal temperature is too hot. Right. It's too hot. Good. Let's plant the plant. Let's plant it here somewhere. Dig out. 2 degrees. 1 degree. Yes. Do we have a wart seed? 0. I might get rid of this setup with the natural Weezwards. Is there no Weezward here? Can we not grab another one? Here's slime storage. 8 tons of slime. There is. So what do we want to do here? Would that not also be a good place for the auto driller to land? Yes, it would. We can deconstruct the tile and put in a plutonium rocket engine, red bolt engine. Where is it? Here. Space above rocket blocked. Good. And then this thing can point towards there. And maybe, just maybe, it will hit the rocket engine. Should. 1, 2, 3, 4. It should. But I'm not gonna build. Wait. I can just check it out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we're gonna launch this and land it over here to recharge it and to melt the ice. Meanwhile, we're gonna build another rocket platform to try and shave this off. What is this? Taxi. Cannot shave anything off with a taxi. How about we build a shaver? Let's build a shaver. Gonna use red bolts and then a single dupe something there. Gonna launch and we're gonna land. Should not be a big deal. That will melt this like no tomorrow. But that is within the plan. Let's close this off just in case. And here maybe as well. We can get into the build from above. Close this off. And this all can melt. Just gonna swap over here probably. Don't like that much. So deconstruct the security door and build in tiles instead. This granite here can stay. Yes. Good. Meanwhile, we do have carbon dioxide here. If we look at the gas overlay, and it's gonna get pumped into the rocket here. If there's gonna be a rocket. Can I have this door open now for access? Since we have a vacuum here again. Fantastic. So now we're just playing around here because there's a lot of time that we can spend doing other things. We're drilling. Oh, we're done drilling. Good. So let's return. Turn into orbit. Here. So how much is there still left? Total mass remaining 54 tons. If we look at the achievement, then 54 tons, mine the gap, 1 million key. So I don't know how many tons that is. Is it 1,000 tons? That would be brutal. That would be just brutal. We mined 70 tons, and we need to mine another 926.7 tons. Oh, that's actually too much. That is crazy. We need to get more miners. more auto miners. So we're gonna land the guy over here, where it can then launch and refill there. And or here. And then gonna send it out again. Red bolt engine can go here as well. This is on manual, which is nice. Should we do an end thingy there? And it's full. No, it's gonna shoot anyhow. No, it's too much. We're just gonna watch out for it. So if we shoot the red bolts here to the left, will they just vanish? I wonder, there is no wall here, is there? Yeah, I don't see a wall. So we're going to do another reflector, or the only reflector here on this planetoid. I'm just going to grab overflow stuff. I'm going to get rid of it. Let's do it from obsidian. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's where it's going to land. And we can grab it here or here and get rid of it. Good. Wait. Default priority is 7. Good. Can I tell the rocket to land here? I wonder. Change them. Put there. Automazon 01 is where they're gonna land. It's not good. I can rename the Automazon Red Bolt is where they're gonna land. Automazon Rats. Good. We're immediately gonna do our trick here. And it is renamed. Fantastic. Very nice. So we're going into space, selecting the rocket. Auto driller yay. We're telling them to land on Red Bolt. Automazon Rats, here we are. Automazon Rats. This thing we're going to deconstruct and reconstruct. Could construct one here. So this is just to find out if it's possible to shave. We're gonna have to put it here below somewhere so that there is room for the engine. Engine height is 5, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It fits perfectly. And then we're gonna see if it's gonna shave off this neutronium there. This neutronium it will not shave off, but the other it might. Good. Deconstruct these ladders. Deconstruct that ladder. Gotta find out. This is being built up. Fantastic. The auto driller is going to land, and we're going to put all the items on a mesh tile here. Good, let's build a mesh tile. Build it there as a priority 9. So as soon as possible they're going to build this, as soon as it melts. Insulated tiles here. We could rummage actually. Yes, inspect first. Inspect and rummage. Inspect here as well. They're gonna grab the data banks and send them over to Beta, where there is research happening. Is this inspected? No. Is the priority here correct? No. Good. For some reason, all of priority 5 is never gonna get done. This is crazy. this improvised setup. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's not too crazy. Deconstruct this. We are going to slowly replace the roof here of that farm so that it looks nice. Meanwhile, the fish is alright. The system is working alright as well. Good, so what is our radiation doing? The radiation achievement. You have to irradiate all them plants. It doesn't seem like there's a new seed going here. Dasher salt wine we also have to do. So what is this needing? Dasher salt wine. It needs chlorine, a supply of chlorine, huh? So it breathes chlorine? I don't know. Supply of chlorine? It's weird. Consumes and forms sodium. Yes, you have to plant this in chlorine. Temperature range is nice. And sand it takes. See if we have chlorine. Doesn't look like it on first glance. Probably got some liquid chlorine here. No, this is nuclear waste. Well, and this is not, it's getting hotter down, so should be looking up instead. No. No, I'm gonna grow this on the other planetoid. I think there's also some natural radiation happening here. What is the temperature here? Minus way too much. Chlorine is liquid. So this does not work. Good, but we do have bleach somewhere, don't we? Also, we never did this here. Because we cannot reach it. That is too bad. Get this going, dig that out. Good question. We do have a ton of bleach stone, but it's also unreachable, isn't it? Oh man, 628 kilograms? That's not exactly a ton. But it is definitely enough to feed a single Dasha vine here. Where is it here? There's also one here. We could drop bleach stone here. Nosh spot growth, halted body temperature. Why is this priority 6? I think I might rip the system out or borrow this. Let's just borrow this. Weezword, uproot. Just borrow this one Weezword and irradiate this Nosh sprout. I kind of want to irradiate next to it, but then I have to open up this area instead. Alright, let's do it. Let's open up this area instead and then have it next to it. On the other hand, let's have it really next to it. Like right next to it there. Good. Nosh beans. No, we're good. We're not gonna fix this. This is going to empty out come time. And come long time. It's like 50 tons per tile of brine. It's gonna take a while. The base now is open to space. Look at the gas. Here we are. And yet the pumps are pumping. Yes, we're producing a lot of oxygen. This is enough to overpressurize the base to popped eardrums levels. And it is enough to provide oxygen constantly to any rocket here that might need it. Good, so let's aim outwards into the nothingness or upwards into space. Why not? Why not? I mean, here is my other bases. Here, on the left side. So the red balls should get deleted here, but I don't want to risk that it hits through and hits my other base or something. Let's just shoot out into space upwards. Could be sufficient. Right, so in order to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 board the rocket and man it, gonna get some ladders here up and running, and they're taking their sweet time now here. Good, so the Dosher and the Nosh are in the same place. Kinda don't like that. I'm gonna dig this out. What is the temperature? 2 degrees. It's too hot for a Nosh. Let's just rip the salt vine out. I don't know if it's... Nah, let's leave it in. I don't think they... Cancel! No, it's not canceling. Uproot errand, cancel uproot. Good. I don't think it will prevent the growth of the Nosh sprout. I think the Nosh sprout will grow once the temperature is correct. So let's just try that. Right. Can't wait to harvest all this power here. But for what? Still no project I can think of. We abandoned this project here. There's an aquatuner there just chilling, doing nothing. Yeah, they're taking their sweet time here. They really do. Let's get another bed and get another duplicant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we move this over. I kind of like the cube, so I'm gonna keep it. Deconstruct. For the duplicant here, that needs light, and the light doesn't shine over here, so that duplicant there is safe. Janet and Atlantis. Let's deconstruct that. Real now, but real now, really. And then you can sleep here. This is overpressured. Is there any oxygen coming from somewhere? It's coming from the other base as well. That is really not needed. We have enough oxygen here. Huh. Should I deconstruct that? I wonder. I mean, it's really not needed. Yeah, I want to keep that though. Well, whatever. Let's just not do it. What's the temperature there? 20 degrees. Because we're using cold brine all the time. And here, this is disabled. What was the plan here? To fill this with water was the plan apparently. So this is filling up a rocket with water, and the overflow, wait, this is not the overflow, and a little bit of a drip. That is right. So how much? Just a 1G drip will be enough. So the overflow goes into the rocket, and then it's gonna sit here, which is not good. So we should have an additional overflow. Just going out. Sure. Overflow goes here. I don't want, the problem that I'm now contemplating is I don't want water to sit in the pipes here in the rocket launch pad, because this is going to be very hot. And even though the pipes are insulated and from ceramic, there is a heating up of the water happening inside. It is just very slow. So what is this, a taxi, and do we have water here? We have enough water here. Taxi is looking good. Meanwhile, we will have a plastic bed here. And we do it now because Janitor Nebulanus is needing their bed and they're needing their light. Else they're gonna be very cranky. Ah, they're almost done with their schedule. Let's move them here. No. There's no need to move them there. No need. Everything went perfectly in time. They do have light. They do have their room. Nice. Good, so what is the problem here with the plant? Body temperature. Good, we got the wheeze board out. We are digging this here, hopefully. And then we can plant the wheeze board there and irradiate this plant. Good. Meanwhile, did anything irradiate? I'm always checking out this specific arbitrary here for an acorn drop. But I think that also would be automatically brought to the analyzer. Let's clean this up when we have the time. Good. Slowly do this here. Could replace this there as well. We need to go all the way through here. Let's grab a ladder. Move upwards. Build it nicely. We're going to build it from here and we're going to build it from there. Good. What is this liquid? Uranium. And then duplicates can come here and load it up manually. All the sand there. This says regolith, but there is sand here. Sand. It's gonna be sweep only sand, and then I'm gonna sweep it up. The regolith, I don't know what to do with that. And the germs. Some zombie spores here. Fine. Good, they're building it up. Fantastic. We can also build a ladder down here to deconstruct these tiles and dig out those. Very nice. Scalding, of course, always the scalding. 39 there. And oops, close this off. Good. So then we're gonna need a conveyor rail. Yes. I know you're getting scalded. Move this upwards. All the way. I'm gonna close this off here. They can reach the area from below here. And they can reach this area from above. So no need to have this walk through here. Close this off. And then another thingy there. So hopefully nothing will exchange heat here with the ethanol. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this ethanol here as well. I think you can burn it in a petroleum burner for power. Petrol burner for power. Isn't power what we need? Don't we have brownouts? Don't have a brownout right now. I think it's because this here is working so nicely. We have power here. It's a 300 extra watts, and we have 800 watts here. Power and everything is going in here. Where a maximum of 4 kilowatts is going onto the charging wire, which of course only charges batteries. We don't have a generator and we don't have a consumer here. Man, the scalding. Let's look at the vitals. Have an eye out here for the duplicants. 76 on Dynard. Send them to the hospital. Good. Right, we're gonna irradiate these plants here as well. What is our weed wards? Only 1 unit. Only 1 unit. Yeah, I don't know. If I harvest this, the chance for an irradiated one is during the harvest or not? I don't know. Let's plant in the weed ward. Like so. And harvest it. Good. Do we have an additional weed ward? So many unnecessary weed wards here. Let's rip some out. Let's rip out that one. With that one, we're gonna do intermittent weed wards only. And rip out this one. And that one there as well. Good. This is our plastic production. It's chugging away. Let's look at the plastic. Almost 2 tons. It's nice to see. And building up this. I think we can copy the settings here as well. Priority wise, 8 is good. Here, 8 is good. Nice. What about here? We meant to make this an easygoing system. Not what we have right now. Do we want an entrance here? Not sure, but let's get rid of this there. We meant to have an entrance here. NAFTA and Petro, deconstruct. This will create a vacuum. And this here will create more vacuum. But we're gonna have a liquid lock there and then get in here to be able to service the area. It's gonna be very hot and they're gonna get scalded, but this is just for intermittent maintenance. It's not really it's not a big deal. Good. We're gonna deconstruct that here. Have a ladder instead. Then this can look like that. Maybe have another ladder on the left side as well, just to be able to go there. Ladder, obsidian, like so. And here as well, deconstruct. Replace it with an obsidian ladder. So, the steam here is now very high pressure, which is alright. Drips, have drips or not have drips? Good question. Meanwhile, the food is not running because we're working on things here. Also, we meant to replace this automation here with a timer sensor, just to streamline all of our liquids. Oxygen, 8 key, carbon dioxide, 400G, vacuum. So this is actually how I want this to look. This is really how I want this to look. This is looking nicely. Except maybe this could be 1 tile down. Yes. How does it look on the Automazon colony? It looks like that. That is, of course, very tight. That is extremely tight. And I don't like the system because we have polluted oxygen here and there. That means if this polluted oxygen gets displaced, then we're pretty much screwed. Of course, it will never get displaced. Or will it? There's carbon dioxide here. If the carbon dioxide goes there. Polluted oxygen interacts somewhat with the spillage. Yeah, that's why I don't like it. We got ourselves stuck. Ooh, and this is not a good place to get stuck. Is there ever a good place to get stuck? Ladder, let's build up right now. I'm gonna clean up the mess. Polluted water. Look at the germs. It is. Oh, now the phosphorus is germed. Will they die? Yes. Dying on liquid. Very good. Just starvation. Good. This needs to be built up now, but Constructor Dynamite is ignoring it. I think Fast Cookie is on their way to do it. Delivered granite. Top priority, and yet. Good, we're idle. We're needing food. Let's go get some food. Gonna build some mesh tiles to be able to clean up here. Just a little bit of a cleanup. 1, 2, 3 is alright. It's natural gas here. It is a messy place in the colony. Good. This tile I want it done, you guys. I see you guys building something else first, so let's build this up so that the seed here does not get lost somehow. Good. I mean, it will not get lost. It will just stay here. This tile is not being built up. The wall is going to be closed, and it's going to be a single tile or something there. We're not going to have that. Meanwhile, everything else seems to be alright. Good. So what were we doing here? Something about irradiating a plant. And we have to start this early because this takes forever. Good. Furniture. Flower pot. Build it in and then copy the settings. Then this large sprout can grow because it's gonna cool down the area with the resource. Damn nozzle! Is that some sort of infinite liquid storage? Good question there, damn nozzle. This is a broken infinite storage, and it just collects the brine. I had a flimsy liquid lock here that would not hold. I have to find a different system for that. But we do have more infinite storage here. And here's an Escher fall. Those are two gases that just let the water go down. Through there, if we have the gas overlay, you're going to find out that there's polluted oxygen there. Damn nozzle, gotcha. I only know how to do infinite gas storage. Well, there's this Escher fall system for infinite liquid storage is a bit complicated. If you're doing infinite liquid storage for the first time, I would recommend the simple setup here. And this is really simple. So what you can do here is you can build a door on top there, and instead of the 3 tiles that will never overpressure, or you can also do airflow. The point is to build it from the top all the way to the bottom, because then the gases can collect up in there if we have the gas overlay, and there's only going to be one type of gas. And you really have to make sure there's only be one type of gas there for the liquid storage. And to do that, the simplest thing really is to have a deodorizer here, so no pollution has a chance to go there. And then the liquid goes into the liquid vents here and drops down. And oh voila, you got the infinite storage. Just remember to build it from the top to the bottom. And the same idea, not really, no. It is not the same idea. Everything here is the same idea, that you can only have one element in one tile, but this liquid storage is different from the Escher fall. The Escher fall just is more elegant is more elegant. Like, the liquid's gonna fall on its own into a gas tub. Yes, of course, it's only be as the gas one I meant, is what they say. So yeah, you have a polluted oxygen here and you have a carbon dioxide there, and the idea here is that the liquid drops into the gas. That is the same principle of having only one element, but the design is horribly different. This is very hard to do, the Escherfall, because even if you watch the pros do it, and I only consider myself a pro once I got this run in the bag, because this is an all achievement run on the highest difficulty. So after this I can call myself a pro. Right now I'm still struggling with a few things, and I'm still discovering new things, and I'm still building things for the very first time. But the Escherfall I kind of got down now. The only thing is, the Escherfall is really good here, where, what the heck happened? It doesn't matter. Where there is only polluted oxygen here, and this is the only type of liquid, and it's never gonna leave, so this is very safe. But the brine storage here, that wasn't very safe, because the gases slipped here, and that wasn't very good. So I got several of them. I got one brine here, one polluted oxygen there, and on the beta colony I have another one here, and this one I switched up. This is non-serviceable, but it doesn't need servicing, so this is always bad. I really don't like to do that. I like all my builds serviceable. So this was kind of the first one I built ever, and not kind of, it was the first thing. The first Escherfall I built ever in my life, and this is the main cooling loop of my colony. It just provides nice chill to my electrolyzer setup. Then we have active cooling for the plants, so the heated up polluted gets deleted immediately into the thimble reeds. So yeah, that is that. Just this is nice, Demnazzle. Just ask questions whenever you want. Also, I'm gonna name a duplicant after you because this is pretty cool. That I could explain that. So let's get the duplicant going. Who you want to be? Nice, they say. Who you want to be? Let's get this going. Is awesome? It is. So who you want to be? And don't look at the pictures. Tell me what kind of duplicant you want to be, because I'm gonna re-roll. So I have 3 types of duplicants. You should know. You could be the digger, who is responsible for digging and then mainly storing, or you could be the constructor, who will be an electronics engineer and also a mechatronics engineer, and will be a champion at constructing stuff, or you could be a super duplicant. And a super duplicant is just somebody good at everything, and they're gonna be starting out with a high research skill and a high research attribute. I don't know what it's called. Attribute. And that is a super dupe. Another soup we're gonna get. Alright. Let's grab a researcher here. And we're gonna researching +7. See, this is not great because you can roll a 12 here. How can you say no to the super dupe? And that's what I want to know. So we're gonna roll a researcher who has a very high research. 10 is good, and you're an animal lover. Decrease construction, construction -3. This doesn't matter, actually. Binge eater, super productive. This guy, do you like them? Do you like this guy? We're gonna give them the descriptor, of course. They're gonna be a soup. You love them? Very good. Soup damnizzle. Zl. And we're gonna print them out. Welcome to the colony, damnizzle. And here's your bed, and here's your room. I hope you like your room. They're gonna grab the bed on their own, but we can assign them as well. And this room is just showing off a little trick you can do there. You love the room? Nice. So this is just a trick there you can do. Getting the corner moldings. This is just by deconstructing and reconstructing some tiles, and then you can have a little bit of a fan there. It's looking just fantastic. So this is not hard to do. I'm not gonna explain it. You can figure it out yourself. Just deconstruct and reconstruct some corners, and then you're gonna have that. And you have a lot of plants there. There's some temperature shift plates for the temperature, because we're cooling down this area here where it's hot near the kitchen, and then it can spread around and chill around so everybody here is comfortable and all the plants are growing. So we got 5 colonists here, and we do have a lot of food in this colony. In fact, we're shipping food over to the other colony that we have surplus, and that's just by having the fridges filled up all the time. And if they're not filled up, then some of the conveyor loaders, one of them, will ship it out into the distribution of goods, and there then it will run into the other colony, which is signified by this rust stained glass tile. This conveyor loader is shipping everything out. Everything that is selected here is going to go over into the other colony. We have sand, poke shell molds, because this colony is beating up all the poke shell molds into lime, and then we're producing some steel here. So what is the bottleneck now? Lime is the bottleneck? Wait a second. Don't we have mold? Pinch roll mold times 99. So how come we're not grabbing the mold and shipping it out? Because it is an industrial ingredient. No? Yes. Industrial ingredient, mold. This is our sand and mold production here. We got a ton of poke shells, and they're just coming out of the bathroom. And this is a very simple setup and to get going early on, and it's working like a charm. The only downside is when there's an egg here, then the store is closed and the poke shell will not get groomed. So you have a little bit of a downtime here, but that's alright. We have a single conveyor loader who's responsible for mold, sand, and all the eggs, and it's gonna get blocked off when there's not enough poke shells here. So that's how you get infinite poke shells. What else is there? We got a gym here, so everybody runs the wheel when they got nothing to do. But we do have a lot of duplicates now. Wait a minute, damnizzle. What's your schedule? What is your schedule? They're here. Thompson, Trevito. Let's give them a schedule. Trevito. Let's give them their own schedule here. Good. They're gonna be fine, and we're also gonna give them some priorities. Damnizzle says, I guess I need one. Wow, they have lots of time off. Yeah. All the duplicates here have an easy time. Do you need to be nicer to your duplicates, Damnizzle? Definitely. No, you don't. So if you if you would watch the beginning of the series, then you would see that these duplicates were in trouble. We died 9 times, and this is the 10th attempt. It's very rough. Trying an all-achievement run on the highest difficulty on the beta planetoid is kind of the hardest thing that I can think of. Yeah, don't worry about it. They survived, on the 10th attempt. We had only one death, and that's fine. Good. So where are you even? Here. Researching? No, you can research if you want to, but everything else on low, except operating. You're gonna love to run the wheel. Tidying as well. It's all good. Let's just get you skilled up. Good. So if nothing else to do, then you're gonna run the wheel. That's perfect. And even if there's something to do, you're gonna run the wheel. And you probably have the popped eardrums here. Let's see. Popped eardrums. That's right. Let's look at your morale. Morale is good, of course. 29 morale already. You just came into the colony. Yes, you're gonna get those skill levels. So let's look at the stress there. Stress is going up. Because of the popped eardrums and the frankly depressing. But you should not worry too much. Because once you sleep, stress is going down like no tomorrow. Let's look at the sleep there. Minus 25. Because you're gonna always have the tickle tootsies and you're sleeping. So that should even out. If not, there's always a possibility to get a de-stress here. In those massage tables. Everything here in this colony is improvised. But it's also running very nicely. We're gonna mop this up because we can deconstruct this completely. We got wild puffs. This is tame actually, this prince. But they're free. I freed them. They can do whatever they want. And the oxalite now is not getting delivered into the oxalite storage any longer because it's broke. So only this is broken. That's alright. It's just fine. There's nothing to worry about. We're gonna get the weezeworts. The weezeworts are pip planted in a sand tile above a flower pot, so that we can plant them wild everywhere we want. And this is just the pip showed us how to do it, so that's how we're gonna do it. And here's the nosh sprout, and it's not growing because of the body temperature, but I really hope that the flower pot is doing its thing. I kind of want to go in there. Employing a liquid lock, and that's what we're going to do now. We're using a hauling point mod, which is move this here. This is the name of the mod. Maybe I should get the name somewhere. I should look up the name of the mod creator and of all the mod creators here, just to give a shout out. Sometimes I do that, but right now I'm busy making this liquid lock, so I'm not sure if the naphtha is getting deleted or not. I hope not. Let's enable our drop, enable our split, enable our bulb, priority 8, and we're gonna look at the gases. So the naphtha is dropping down here. Might be able to just sit here. Hopefully. Good, so is anybody doing it? Errands? Soup A70 is on their way. But they're doing other things first. What are they busy? Oh, they're on the phone. That is great. So this is my recreation room. My recreation room is just a phone. That's all we need. It's just like in real life. It's a society in its current state. All you need is a phone to make you a functional consumer. Good. So I think we have to look at some projects. This colony, I don't think we're gonna ever have a project here. I think we'll never have a project here. This colony is much done. The colonists even can leave. The colonists could even leave. But I'm not sure if something gonna overheat or not. But if, then it's gonna take a good while. This colony is ready for action. We even have some shovels here. And I usually don't like shovels, so these shovels seem to be fine. Just keeping an eye on them, because I thought every time a critter is born, they're going to start out with calories. And to prove my point, these guys here never get fed, and during the night, they're going to produce some power. Oh, I cannot prove my point now because it's not night. But when it's night, then one of them, or two of them, are going to produce more than the 40 watts minimum. And those are the fresh ones. Those are the young ones that still have calories, that still are not hungry, and still are not starving. But yeah, that's why I thought maybe these shovels will produce regolith out of nothing. Eggshell, but doesn't look that way, which is good, because this is how I want it. I don't want them to run around. I don't want them to escape. I don't want them to do anything. So after 100 cycles, they're going to produce meat, and that is that. So every 100 cycles, I get 2 pieces of meat from those 2 shovels, and that is good enough for me. I also wanted to cook up the meat for barbecue, but the problem is I have meat lying around here as well, and if the duplicates go there, they're gonna get irradiated like no tomorrow, and that's not a good time. So what I'm gonna do instead is slowly dig through here. Slowly dig through here. And then go over there, underneath everything, and grab those things. And the added benefit of that is that I also reveal some of the map. For example, over here. And this planet did not have a lot of critters, but maybe there's some hidden here. But like I said, it doesn't matter. This colony is done. It's gonna hold out for a long while. Even with the food, let's look at it real quick. We got berry sludge there, and it's getting less and less, and then they're gonna starve in the end. But my hopes is that this fish farm there will be sufficient to fill up this spot. We're gonna look at the decor overlay, and the decor is gonna tell me that I have 25 pacus, and I have 6 pacu fries. And that's all I have, actually. That's all I have. Wait. I do have gulps, but it doesn't say... Oh, gulpfish. That's good. Gulpfish and a gulp fry. So they're gonna lay eggs, and I'm gonna cook them up. But this is still not sufficient. They're still eating the berry sludge. Still not sufficient fish meat production. But we're getting there. They're getting more and more. Good. If everything fails, and actually we should leave the colony. We should leave the colony. Because we're eating berry sludge, and that doesn't make sense. But where I'm gonna put these guys? They should colonize another colony. Another planet. I don't know. Good, let's mop up the polluted here. That is also germy. Where we're gonna put germy pollution? I don't know. Let's just let it gas off or something. And vanish. But it's never gonna emit though. Everything here is overpressurized. The pressure here is alright. Should I open the door again? Let's wait on that a little bit. Good, what's happening here? Insulated liquid pipe is broken. Because this is not getting done. Guys, go ahead and build this. And they cannot build from here? Aww. That is a shame. Let's really quickly build this up. So we can reach everything, and the sulfur here is not stuck. Breaking the pipe all the time. Good. What about here? The gas overlay. We got carbon dioxide. Got a liquid. How is this getting cooled down? Oh, by the main cooling loop here. So we're gonna grab the items and close this off. Good. Do you have a skin pack? Lots of your items look different. Right, I don't have a skin pack, but I'm using like 50 mods or so, most of them decorative. So we have a liquid reservoir here that doesn't look like the default liquid reservoir. And the color changes here on the thermal aquatuner depending on what's inside. And the duplicants have the Voiceroid hair mod, but all the stuff is outdated. So I'm not sure you're gonna get this right now with the current patch. So I'm playing on the old patch. And I have to play on the old patch because the colony will not work with the update. I would have to start a new colony with many of my mods. But this is all cosmetic mods. I'm not using any cheat mods. I thought the granite tile might be a cheat mod here, the granite marble. But the marble is, if you look at the properties, or the status rather, is not that overpowered that I thought. Is decor plus 18 and run speed plus 50, which sounds crazy, but as soon as you have a metal volcano, you can have, for example, aluminum tiles, which are almost as good. And they do take up a lot of granite. Look at the properties, 200 key, while this tile here takes 100 key of metal. So, I think it might be alright. Move speed plus 50, move speed plus 50, so yeah. Still think they're a little bit overpowered. I think they should take up more material even. To spread it out a little bit. I was going nuts on the granite, so I never had a decor problem. And duplicants mostly got a bonus from the decor instead of the -1 morale. But it's not making a huge difference here. Right, and then we have a big mess here. We're gonna remove the mess there. I don't know how water got inside of here. Good thing is it is a vacuum. Yes, damn nozzle. Duplicants are -1 all the time. That is pretty much standard. I would love to have the custom painting mod again, but that broke like 3 patches ago. Never got updated, unfortunately. That's a bummer. I did not even install the mod that lets you cycle through the things. So yeah. Good, I know it's hot here. We don't need this ladder. Deconstruct it. We can put a little bit of liquid here for the auto sweeper not to overheat. And we need to, actually. 20 degrees. So they don't have power. Why? Because they're not connected. Oh, I deconstructed all here by accident. Let's not have that. Let's reconstruct it again. What is this? An insulated liquid pipe? That we're no longer using. Fair enough. Deconstruct all the stuff that is no longer needed. Like so. And so, this is for the drips. I don't think I want drips any longer. Yeah, I don't. I really don't. Let's deconstruct the stuff. Make sure that there's no water there. Is there water? No, the pipe's empty. Very good. Pipe needs to be empty. I don't want water spillage. Side of the vacuum there. The heat deletion shaft is going nicely. The sulfur here is at 18 degrees, which is good. We can mop up the ceramic. Clean out this area here as well. What I need would be an ethanol well, just a pitcher pump and a ditch, like I have here. Again, we're not taking mercury. Liquid mercury. Mercury. Liquid mercury. I want all the mercury. That's what I want. I'm gonna get it from here somewhere. This is empty. We're gonna build another one there. Right here is good enough to collect all the mercury that we can. And here as well. I just love my mercury. Sure, let's have it built up there. We have to deconstruct the ladders, unfortunately, before we can do that. Too bad. Dig through there. And prepare this. Good. Is there more mercury? Here. But unfortunately, there is no spore shit here. Good. I thought this was germed up with the zombie spores. That would have caused a problem. Let's build it right there. Dig out the stuff. And go in there as well. Like so. No, we're gonna go in from here. That is good enough. Right. Is it though? Maybe dig this out here as well. But then still, let's dig out that as well. Oh no, then it's gonna flow. It's all good. This is gonna work. Right, so we don't have a current project. And the reason for that is we have to wait until the plants are irradiated, and we have to wait until it landed. Until the auto driller lands. It did land here. And we're gonna remove the stuff we have. Empty the storage out. What is the temperature here? It didn't do anything to the temperature. But that's alright. So the next thing is to fill up the rocket. And then it is an auto driller, but I think I'm gonna fill the interior with oxygen because duplicants are suffocating there. Oh, we're picking up the slime and we're bringing it somewhere. Right. Let's go wash hands immediately. Now the problem was the slime is clean, but the dispenser is not. I can't find my bathroom. Oh, here it is. Can't find my bathroom. So we're gonna disinfect using the eye. I don't like them doing that. Go wash hands now. Don't like them doing that. Bring the slime over there. It's risky. It is. What is the radiation here? Oh, it should be better to have the slime in radiation. Mostly safe. Mostly safe. Barely safe. The slime should be brought here. Or stay there. Let's have the sweep only. It is not sweep only. Have the sweep only. Immediately they turn around. Not doing this stuff anymore. Good. Let's launch into orbit. Change. Orbit. Launch. Drill cone missing diamond. Acknowledge one. We can launch. Drill cone missing diamond. Good. So somebody's gonna come and launch the rocket, and then they're gonna suffocate. So we have to keep an eye on this. There's no two ways about this. Let's look inside, view the interior, get the errands. Nobody's doing it. Fantastic. Weird. Let's look at the errands here. No. Get the errands there. Get the errands in the engine. There's no errand. Change crew. Nobody is the crew, and that is why. Good. Anybody is fine. Let's have Super AA do it. They're quick enough. And maybe now we find an errand somewhere. Get the inside. No, we still don't find an errand. But they're doing it. So no errand. Still it's getting done. Here we go. They go inside. They can't breathe right. Which is unfortunate. And as soon as this thing is in orbit, we're gonna land it again. Gonna launch. Look at the heat. It's melting things here. Heating up other things. Dripping down water there as well. But it's all getting deleted into space. Auto driller land here. So here they come. Let's watch them. Can't see them because this is the edge of the map. But here they are. And the soup should be suffocating momentarily. Here we go. And we're gonna prevent that from happening in the future. Let's go inside. First of all, we're gonna close the door. Good. Or lock the door, rather, would be a better way to put it. Unreachable module, unreachable storage. Perfect. Can look at the interior. Ooh, let's not forget to pump away here. Is this the thing? Yes. That was the whole point. Filling up the rocket with steam again. Let's fill it up. And we're looking here. 30 key, 30.6, 31. It's filling up nicely, and then we're going to look at the interior. And we're going to build something, and that something is going to be just air. Just air. Ventilation, gas pipe, mafic rock, and air. Gas vent from something. Iron ore is fine. That's all we're going to build. And what that is going to do, this pump here is sitting in infinite gas storage and is just waiting to pump. So it's not pumping because the pipe is blocked, but as soon as the pipe is unblocked here, it's going to pump all the stuff until it cannot pump anymore. And that is good. So we have a little bit of time in here in this auto driller for the duplicants to launch and land all the time. So we have a Trailblazer module here, and the duplicant is going to use it, and the auto driller is going to auto drill. So this is how an auto driller looks. Let's build another one. Let's build just another one. New rocket. And auto driller. Auto driller. It's going to be steam, isn't it? Yeah. It's going to be steam and steel we have, so let's build from steel. And then, unfortunately, we cannot do a solar spacefarer nose cone. It's just not possible. We need a diamond drill to make this possible. Let's do it with a spacefarer module as well. Also from steel, why not? Good. And the next module is then going to be the Trailblazer, also from steel. And then on top of that we have the storage. The achievement says you need kilos. So I'm just ignoring the gas that you can mine, and I'm just building a large cargo bay, also from steel. Here we go. Let's build it up. And a drill cone there on top of the build, because that is key. And the thing is, we don't have room for much else. We could do a little bit of storage there for gas, but it's not needed. I wonder if the navigation allows for going here on the side. Doesn't say, because I'm close this off. Let's allow for it for a second, because I want to check out the navigation. Yes, you can go past this. Fantastic. So this is just graphics here. On the left side of the large cargo bay, and a little bit of display how full the storage is. You can just walk past it on a ladder. Very nice. Good to know. Here we're gonna build a red bolt rocket. Or we're gonna build a red bolt rocket here. That we can then fill up. And this is gonna be a shaver. Right, new rocket, red bolt engine from steel. And the shaver is going to have nothing but a solo space for a nose cone. Good, so this is a shaver there. And we're going to try this if this is still possible, hopefully. We're going to fill it up with enough energy. And we might also fill it up with some oxygen, because why not? Let's move the extra oxygen out. Ceramic, yes. Move it out here. Like so. I'm gonna use a normal sedimentary rock pipe. If we can. If I press the right button. Here we go, sedimentary rock. Good, and we're filling it up from over here. Sure. Why not? Good, because it's currently unreachable, unfortunately. So we're gonna build another system there. To be able to reach everything, just some ladders. Good. And this is just for the duplicant to go inside there for a while. So this is fast. They built this up so fast. Let's shoot it. Shoot it with red bolts. Turn this on. We're gathering red bolts from here. Oh, and this is yet another infinite liquid storage. But the system is much the same as with the naphtha. It's only less room. That's all it is. And that is just fine. We never want to pump this out. So good. Let's make really sure that this is lined up. It seems to be. Just triple checking here. Yes, it is lined up. And here it is lined up as well. Very good for all the overflow red balls. Voop. We're charging up. Good. The shaver. Should we design this? Should we design this for a single duplicant to move through two places? I think it's a good idea. First of all, we're going to deconstruct that. And we are going to go and get some oxyfern. Right. Then we're going to make a mess hall here. And a bedroom here, which then includes the rocket control station. This is barely safe, so we probably have to block this off. Probably have to block this off with plastic. No problem. Let's have a plastic tile here, or two. And do this right away because we want to build up things. So how is the design gonna look? Toilet. Door. Mess hall. Phone. Liquid goes in there and there. We need water to come in. That's all we need. So, plumbing, radiant liquid pipe, gold. Water is going to come here. And then go into the toilet. Like so. Plumbing. Wall toilet. Rotate. Good. Oxygen, we're just gonna make do for the short trips there. And it's gonna be just short trips. Let's get a door in as well. So we can reach stuff. Plastic should be built up last. Priority 9 on this stuff. Plastic tile 1. Good. We need a door. Still gold trimmed red facility door here. On the other hand, we might delete this tile there. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. And then we need some regular tiles. Let's do stained glass tiles, so something we don't have yet. Cobalt, I wonder how that looks. Put it there. Here, and we need to be able to go upstairs. Not sure. The cobalt here is a good idea. Probably need a door instead. But where is the bed then? Plants there. We have to have this somehow. Let's for now just build in another door so I can reach the things. I don't think the door is gonna go here, but it might go here. Probably not. Could be a mechanical. I don't know. Tell you what, we're gonna do 2 glass tiles there. Just so we can reach everything. Alright, so this is a shaver. I could already go shave. But I'm building up things first. This is good for the colonists though. This is risky business here. They can get shot by red balls. They get irradiated all the time here. Can we build a roof? Does it make sense to build a roof here from glass even? Yeah, I think it does. I think it does. Let's build a wee roof here. Good. Right, meanwhile this should be filled up. How much? Yes, it is completely filled up. We can stop pumping. And we can start drilling. So let's get a duplicate in there. Is there oxygen? No, it's still vacuum. Oh, that's right. The door is still locked. Access locked. And there's micrograms now of steam. Yeah, I don't want them to suffocate even for a second. That's why I'm building up the pipe first. Is alright. I kind of want the solar panels somewhere else. But this might be too late. I want them over here instead. We could start by deconstructing some of the ladders. Gonna have the solar panel here somewhere. And we look at the light overlay. These solar panels are not doing much. Good. So the taxi needs to launch and go somewhere else. We don't have much food, but we will have food when we arrive. So I could taxi over to the Maxado here. Do have room for a taxi. But what is the food telling me? We have cooked seafood and we're cooking seafood. So we could have a guest helping out with a digging through project to the meat. Sure, why not? The main thing is that they're not getting irradiated. And they're not, mostly. Right, so let's look at our colony here and decide which colonist is going to leave. Somebody who can dig. Maybe I should send Digger Jerry over. There's nothing to do here, and we have 7 duplicants. Digger Jerry. Vitals? Where are they? Digger Jerry 2 PC. Here we are. Restoring mercury. Right. Storing the mercury. Let's look at their skills and their morale. We have morale. Don't know. 45 and 34 we have used. So we need a scrub first. Do we have a scrubber here? Yes. Can we bring over more food? Muckroot, meal ice, berry sludge. We have berry sludge here. That's good news. Ton of grubfoot preserve. Should not the taxi have a fridge? To be honest, the taxi should have a fridge. Right, the temperature is way too low. I'm gonna rip out the flower pot, put in a fridge. And what is the food that we have here? Nothing. The iron is only 4 tons. Only 4 tons iron. I don't know why they did not bring more. No pending errands, because they did not have more. How much gold do we have? 20 tons. So gold it is. Is there no room for a fridge, man? There is just no room. Something to be said about having only 5 oxyferns. Cancel. Let's get rid of it. Stick it out. It is a taxi. 5 oxyferns are enough. And we do need to deconstruct this because I want to build something else here. Deconstruct. I'm gonna have a ton of room here instead. I'm gonna renovate the taxi. I wanted to use it. Now I'm renovating. Well, can't be helped. There's no need for a plant here. Joyous as it might be. Gonna have a simple mellow here. No, we're gonna have nothing here. We're going where there's a body butt, and we're gonna put it in. This is gonna get deconstructed, this is gonna get deconstructed, and this is gonna get deconstructed. So we're gonna build 2 helper tiles. First we're gonna bring the necessary material. for a water cooler over here. What do we have? Mafic rock. I'm sure we have ceramic here somewhere lying around. No, we don't. Ah, they stopped doing it. It's too bad. But the gas vent is, of course, better placed here. Then we have another single space there. Doesn't matter. The room size is, of course, a 32. And we will not change that. We will only have some helper tiles here to build up the water cooler. Then we can rip out the phone. There's no need for a phone on a taxi. But there is need for a fridge on a taxi. So what we're going to do is we're going to still have this Weezword. We're going to put it here instead. We'll put it in the middle of the build. Right. So there's a lot of single space. I don't like that much. Single space is going here. Let's go around there with this build. Have the hanging pot there after all. So I deconstructed it for no reason. But this makes more sense. Because the Weezboard is going to be here. It's going to irradiate everybody. But it's not going to be active. It's going to be active when the taxi is currently waiting, like it is now. And it's too hot. So I'm not sure if it's ever going to be too hot, but just in case. Just in case. I want a Weezboard set up here. That is good. So nobody's coming? What the hell? Guys. The taxi. I could bring my duplicate over already, Jerry, so they can help out. We're gonna have this not grounded. And the crew is gonna be Jerry. Right, where's my skill scrubber? It's here somewhere. There. Unassigned. Digger Jerry 2PC. Let's go. Probably on their way. We got another long hair. Nice. Wait, it's not another, is it? It is the same. It's always the same. They're just reproducing here. I only have 2 of them. But maybe I get another one come time. Gonna find out. Meanwhile, these guys are not many because don't have enough carbon dioxide because we don't have enough lumber. Don't have fertilizer storage either, apparently. Fertilizer is agriculture. Let's put it here in the middle of the base. Agriculture, fertilizer, 'cause why not? So how far are we with the Jerry? With the Jerry wipe? Low priority. Now they're doing it. Yes, first thing in the morning, get wiped. Fantastic. Is the taxi renovated? Priority, go. Go. Do it all. Priority environment. Good. Deconstruct. Is there anything else I need to taxi over? No, I think they just need refined metal over here. As all. And duplicate labor. Good, we could already start digging through here. We need a ladder. So we can reach everything. Maybe not here. Dig all the way, and I also see my first piece of meat. What is this? Mafic rock. Get regolith here. If I dig this, stuff's gonna drop. Let's dig it, or better yet, build a ladder up. Here we can grab some meat. I'm gonna continue on here, of course. All the way, all the way. Good. And they will start as soon as I press the button. Let's do the momentary switch here, which is a nice mod. Just sends a signal for a short while. You can trick this somehow with automation, but I don't know how. So we're gonna suppress the current here as well because this is working nicely. Yes, they're doing it. Good. So how's my mushroom radiation going? Still nothing. Fungal spore. Probably original. The seed of a dust cap. Doesn't say original here. Water wheat, we also need to irradiate. Look at the radiation. It is sitting in radiation. Oh, we're doing it! Fantastic! Rancher Sitsi is trying to find out what's going on with that particular seed. I don't know what seed she's looking at. I really don't. This should be pumping away all the time. It is. And some of the power is going a weird way. Okay, let's cancel that build. Build that up and that. It's good enough. We're almost done. Analyzing plant genes. Botanical analyzer. She should be done soon. Why is she not wearing anything though? Don't I have any Primo Garb? Elemental P? 0 units. I don't have a Primo Garb for her. It's a bit sad. Do we have maybe other things? Did we not rummage through here somewhere? Let's rummage through this locker. But there was a locker here somewhere as well. Cannot find it. This one as well. Rummage. Also inspect. Some research. Don't know. Constructor almost Emily is rummaging. Gonna find a piece of clothing. There we go. It's a warm sweater. It's good for Sutsi. Where is she? Here. Let's get it going. Meanwhile, here, Damn Nizzle doesn't have a Primo Garb. Do we have more Primo Garb here? I think we sent all over. Oh, this doesn't have power anymore? It needs power. Good. So let's make sure we're not sending the Primo Garb over. Databank, lumber, yes. Mirth, rose seed, oxyphene seed. Oxyphene, no. No, it's lying down there on the ground. Mirth, no. Wart seed, no. Good. That was the problem also. Sending that over for no reason. Good, this flower pot should have a high priority because I want the Snosh Sprout to irradiate and cool down. We have a liquid lock. It worked. Fantastic. So this area should cool down momentarily. Let's look at the heat. It's -8 here. There's 0 there. It will even out and it will cool down. But the word will be significant to having this Snosh sprout. And is this a brownout? No, I don't think this needs to have power. And what did we do here? It is a brownout. Well, it's nighttime, so now we can see these critters. And all of them 40 watts only, so they're all old. So I cannot even show that off. It's too bad. Well, it can't be helped. Next time maybe. How long until these eggs hatch? Doesn't say, I cannot click through them. But it's fine. Good. So what were we doing even? This is now working, fantastic. Very nice. We're cooling down the area and we're irradiating the nosh spout. Hopefully it's going to be enough to get a seed. So what is the seed that we analyzed there? Rancher Sutsi. She analyzed the seed and it is... Don't tell me it's a grapefruit. I think it's a grapefruit. Let's no longer have grapefruits irradiated. Plant a box, uproot. Good. So how far are we into the challenge? Let's look at the colony. And the challenge here is of course an all achievement run on the highest difficulty possible on the beta planetoid without any care packages. GMAOK. Oh man, we barely have anything. Thimbleweed we might be able to do. Dust cap we're doing right now. We're irradiating. Nosh we're irradiating and growing. Pinch of peppermint. We're doing maybe. Let's check this out. They were growing down here somewhere. Here, and they're getting irradiated as well. Rotten pinch of peppermint. So we need to auto harvest this. Oh, we missed the moment. And if a rancher comes and is using their agriculture, then it's gonna be great. Zero surface germs because of the radiation? Huh, maybe. Let's mop up the water. Oh, we cannot reach this? Wait, what? We should be able to reach it from here. Let's grab a duplicate and look what's going on with the navigation. Oh, power outage. Right. Let's deconstruct this. Hopefully this doesn't mess up things. So we have brownouts. That's not good. It's not good at all. Is there any way we can fix this? Let's see if we take too much energy here for the refuel. Kind of do. So this is a red bolt only. Beta rocket platform. Let's rename this into Beta Rads only. And that is because we don't want this red bolt generator to run needlessly. And it is now disabled by the automation grid because there's a red bolt engine here on top. And that's what we're checking here with the automation. There's a rocket, yes, and the rocket needs red bolts. So if there's a steam rocket, then it's going to say we need red bolts, unfortunately. Because this is going to be a not signal. And then everything's going to break. This thing's going to shoot into the liquid lock and it's going to be horrible. Meanwhile, this is shooting into the liquid lock when it's too full. Don't like that much. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a safety system in place right there, shooting it here where it can then safely dissipate into space. So let's get that going. Rocketry, radiation. Here we are, radiation. Red bolt reflector from obsidian. Gonna catch it right there. Gonna shoot it diagonally into this space. And there then can vanish. Of course we're gonna destroy the insulated pipe insulated tile over time. So that's gonna be not great. We could double up just to make sure. Let's double up here. Good, leave the lattice be. So what's the problem? How come we're not producing any? Oh, that is why something happened there. Good. Let's make sure all the gunk is getting swept up. What is this here, by the way? Dig, and is it regolith? Strange. Anyway, we're gonna get all the gunk out while we're at it. And priority 9 on this, and priority 9 on those. Good. Meanwhile, J2PC is scrubbed successfully. Let's look at the skills. So, while they're in the rocket, of course, research doesn't cost us anything. Can even do another thing there. And another thing, maybe? No, let's leave it. Improved strength, of course. And then I'm gonna do our digging. Are we though gonna do our digging? Maybe. Good, let's send them over. Where's the teleporter? Here, teleporter transmitter. J2PC. Let's go. And then they're gonna land here. They have no way to go, but they're gonna go into the taxi and they're gonna taxi themselves off. Actually what I could do is give them some rocketry so they can steer the rocket. Good. Gonna taxi over into the new colony, which is unfortunate a little bit because we don't have a dedicated store here any longer. Unreachable. Oh, that is not good either. So how come they cannot go here? Oh, because of the power? Current state empty. Deliver suit. Deliver suit. Deliver suit. They're even gonna be in their astronaut suit. Isn't that genius? Right. What is the irradiation doing here? There's no way to check if this is even working. But it worked before. Good, what can we do? What about the watery thingies there? They are kind of hard to set up. Good question. I really want to start my explorer. How about my berry sludge? 14,000 kilocal. Body temperature again is the problem. Irrigation is there the problem. That is very sad. Body temperature. Come on. It's because we have brownouts here again. Yes. Good. Is this running? Yes. Now we have additional power coming in from here. And can we have more additional power? This is not running. Steam temperature below. Because we want to fill this up with mercury. Do we still have some mercury? I want to have a dedicated cooling loop for something. For something here. I mean, we could just do water, couldn't we? Don't know. I'm gonna cut this. Because drips we're gonna get rid of. Could just put some water in here. For the time being. And then cool it down to temperature. That is nice. To heat up the area. Yes, I think that's a good idea. So where is the water going here? Seems like it's just recycling, which is not a good call. We should have an overflow ready to have it shipped to somewhere. Can I ship it off? Yeah, I think I'm shipping it off. I'm gonna just ship it into here. That's what I'm gonna do. The fastest way is not even have it drop down here. Good. But I should just fill up this loop and run continuously. So what I'm contemplating now is, of course, the cool steam vent. I wonder if it's possible to have the liquid reservoir always filled up with a liquid at a certain temperature. But on the other hand, it's very complicated. I don't know where all the nuclear waste liquid is coming from. It seems like it's emitting here or somewhere. I don't know. We seem to have some leakage. I don't want to deal with this though. There's more of the stuff there. Can dig out that and good. I need this water, and that is all that I need. So we have to heat it up, of course. Right. So let's get some water into the reservoir. I still don't like it. I still don't like it. Do I have some extra mercury? This here is ethanol. I don't want to use ethanol. Just making sure my liquids are all running. But did we not teleport over yet? Are these not priority 8? They are. Low priority. Supplying store equipment is supplying. Yeah, they're doing something else for some reason. Just wondering. What could that be? Grooming is alright. Constructing. Let's have a look at Diggerjerry because they're supposed to teleport. What they are up to. Ah, they're eating. This steam vent. How much petroleum is here? It's a couple of pipes. Could run it through here for no reason. Meanwhile, this does not have power. We have power outage. Oh man. Wait. Maybe this is not a power outage. Maybe this is just not connected up. It is not connected up. Good, let's connect it up. Alright. Let's tame the steam vent, because right now it's doing nothing and it's not enough. What if we build a pump here? This is so bad. Such a bad idea. I kind of want to recirculate it always. Kind of want it hot. The liquid sulfur is cooling down here down to 120, and yet the steam turbine is not running because it needs 125. This is all terrible. Good. Or bad, rather. Again, I have your water. Because this is intermittently opening up. This liquid vent is intermittently opening up. This is what I think is happening. Let's hold on. Gonna put a mesh towel here. Yogun, hey! Nice to see you. Hello again, Demnazel. I was recommended you by someone as well. Oh, you know each other. That's great. Oh man. That is great, you know each other. Man. How do I tame this? I do not know. I would definitely need some liquid. So what do we have in here? We have crude oil. We have a bunch of water and a bunch of ethanol. Right. I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to fill up this liquid reservoir. I am going to fill it up. Do I have an override on the water delivery? I should have, and I do. Let's click it. And now, of course, we're going to get all the water out, which is fantastic, also for power. And then it's going to overflow and it's going to land inside this liquid reservoir. And that's a good start. That is a fantastic start. Then we're going to empty out all the water here. We don't need to drip anymore. I don't want to do drip magic here any longer. Good. Liquid valve. Empty out. Not get in anymore. Deconstruct. And deconstruct. Fantastic. I'm working on taming this, what's it called? Cool cement. That's good. So, what am I gonna do now? The idea is, I don't want to waste all this water. Right now we're overpressured, and that's not a good deal. I want the cool cement to provide us with as many resources as possible. And let's look at the resources. It says average output 1.7 key per second. I need that water and I want it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep the heat system in place. The sulfur is going to heat up the steam inside of here, and that's going to help with running the steam turbine. I don't want to waste any energy as well. Good. So we have active cooling here, so these tiles are always at a good temperature to delete a lot of heat that the sulfur is bringing in. So that is not a problem. But I have to have a single steam chamber, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to connect this atmos sensor up to the liquid vent, and I'm going to keep the pressure here nice and high, and the rest of the water is going straight into here. So we don't have overflow yet. I think we're gonna have overflow here soon, and then the liquid reservoir will fill up. Good. Right. So this is my current build that I'm working on, but this is going to be the last project. We did a lot today. We taxied. Maybe we should taxi over right now. Where's my teleporter? Is that not ready? Here we go. Teleport. Can I work on this at the same time? I don't think I can. But we're going to taxi over to the other planetoid and bring the refined metal there and the duplicant. I know this is probably going to use up a lot of berry sludge, because 3 duplicants are eating way more than 2 on the highest difficulty setting. Where's my teleporter? I cannot find it. Transmitter, receiver. Where are they? I clicked on teleport. They're gone. I cannot find them. Oops! I lost my duplicant. Unassigned, recharging. Vitals. Could be there on a completely different planet right now. Digger Jerry? Oh, they're here and they're doing something fantastic. Supplying operational materials. That is good there, but I'm gonna change crew here. Digger Jerry, I'm gonna say crew only. And then I'm gonna launch. I am going to launch. And when we land it there, we can build this up proper. They don't have any food now, which is bad. Maybe they're gonna suffocate, but it's just a short trip. I don't think they're gonna suffocate. Maybe they're gonna starve. Let's quickly save here. Because I'm working on many things now and I want to be done in about 9 minutes with everything. Not sure that's possible, but we're gonna try. Good, we're gonna put in the furniture there. Launch. Change destination. Where is Maxado? Over here. Let's go. And launch. Begin launch sequence. Meanwhile, the Mars XL. What the heck is the Mars XL? Auto yay. Artemis Colony. Venison Taxi, right. Meanwhile, we should unequip the suit. And then we're gonna go. Right, we're on our way. Good. Furniture. Water cooler, we cannot build it in. Yeah, we're gonna build that in when we're there. How long is the trip? 1.4 cycles, which means we're gonna starve to death. Or are we? Let's get the vitals. Digger Jerry. Fullness. 2,000, so this is 1 day. This is 1 day. I think we're gonna starve. Should have loaded up on... Yeah, unfortunately we cannot do this. Well, I think it's gonna be next time. It's gonna be next time. Yeah. We have so much to do. Anyway, this was a good episode. We did a lot. We got the taxi going. We got the food going, irradiated for that achievement. The auto driller is drilling away. Is it though? It's not drilling now. Yeah, we have too many things at once. We're building another auto driller, and this is ready to go. So we should go. Yes, but this is all for next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna see you next time. Thanks for chiming in, and you have a good day and a good night.